Hey there, and welcome to our Muji Less Tiring Water Repellent Backpack Review. Yes, that is the name of this bag. But here at Nomads Nation, we don't judge the way a bag is named. We do judge the way a bag is made. And we've been reviewing the best EDC and travel gear for the past 7 years. So in this video, I'm gonna show you everything that you need to know about this bag to decide if it's the bag for you. We're gonna show you exactly what fits, we're gonna double check its advertised capacity, and I'm gonna give you my brutally honest pros and cons and overall score so you can know if this bag is worth the price. And if you're not quite sold, you're definitely gonna wanna stick around to the end of the video because there I'll make a couple of different bag alternative suggestions so you can find the best bag for your needs. Let's jump into it. Let's talk about the gist of the Muji Less Tiring Water Repellent Backpack. If you don't know, Muji is a Japanese brand. And here at Nomads Nation, we're in Hong Kong, which means that there's Mujis everywhere. And I love Muji. They're not known for making bags, actually. They're made for just there's like a lifestyle brand. Home decoration, kitchen appliances, apparel, and they do a lot of travel stuff as well. They're known for their really super Japanese minimalist aesthetic. I'm actually not sure how big Muji is in the West now. I don't live in the States anymore. Everyone in the States and Europe, let me know, is Muji a thing out there? Because if not, I'm not gonna lie, screw Target. Muji is where it's at. We've been getting a lot of requests to review some Muji products because of how big of a brand they actually are. So let's run you through some of the top features of the Less Tiring Water Repellent Backpack. It's too long of a name. They're a minimalist brand, but Maximus in their naming conventions. Let's talk about features. It's the iconic sort of American book bag silhouette with a clean front, but then this pocket right here that has its own volume. This pocket is protected by a little rain flap right there, which is gonna have pros and cons that we'll talk about in detail in the next chapter. 2 side pockets, that classic book bag style opening, a little sleeve in the back here, secured by Velcro. Could be a good spot for your tech and or laptop. Luggage pass-through on the back panel, and a hidden back pocket right here. And this back pocket is fascinating. I'm still kind of perplexed by it, to be honest. We'll talk about that in a bit more detail 3 chapters from now. Muji claims this bag has 20 liters volume. Here at Nomads Nation, we always double check those things with our factory grade balls and measurement system. As you can see, fully packed out. All right, so we got the bag fully packed out, but first let's double check the dimensions. We got a height of around 15.5 inches, a base width of around 12 inches, and a fully packed out base depth of around 9 inches. Now you gotta love a classic book bag for these front pockets, because A, they're gonna look incredibly dorky and possibly hipster ironic if that's what you're going for, but B, they're just functional because they have that own independent volume that other pockets, especially on the front of bags, don't always have. So you can see right here, even though the main compartment of the bag is fully packed out, we're getting almost 2 liters of independent volume in this pocket, which is awesome. So as you can see right here, we're at 5, 10, 15, 20 liters on the dot. A+ on Muji for their measuring skills. The Muji bag in all of its minimalism is insanely lightweight, coming in at 0.9 pounds on scale number 1, and the same, just under 0.9 pounds on scale number 2. This is the Muji backpack when it's empty, and here it is fully packed out and worn on the Nomads Nation team. And for all that, this bag runs around 40 USD, which is really cheap. But is it too cheap? Is this bag gonna shit the bed on you in a couple months? That's what we're gonna get into. But it should be noted, if at any point during this review, you're really liking the Muji bag and you're thinking about picking one up, we do recommend doing so and making a purchase with the first link in the description below. Reason being, that link makes sure that you get the best price, and we oftentimes have discount codes. But that link also helps support the Nomads Nation YouTube channel and team, so we can keep making the best bag reviews on the web. Thank you very much. All right, let's talk about the front of the Muji Less Tiring Water Repellent Backpack. Starting with the look, like I said, that classic American style book bag. You're either here because you really don't care about fashion, or you like that kind of old school hipster ironic book bag feel and look and just overall vibe. And one thing adding to that book bag vibe is the primary fabric, which is polyester. Polyester is such a wonderful material for backpacks. It's lightweight. Honestly, if this bag was made out of nylon, constructed the exact same way, it could weigh like 1/4 pound heavier. Polyester is just so light, depending on the nylon, of course. But also, polyester is easy to clean, it's pretty abrasion resistant, and it's also very weather resistant in its own right. As you can see, it's not a waterproof fabric, but it will fight that water a wee bit. And there's a couple other parts of this bag that help fight the water as well. But yeah, let's just kind of get into it. Let's talk about this front pocket, which is such an enormous part of the identity of this bag. Not just from the aesthetic, but also for the functionality. Because like I said, it's giving you 2 liters of space. You can kind of look at it as like your small sling on the front of the bag. Now this pocket has a rain cover right here, which is great because it will help, protect the zippers and ensure there's less leakage in the bag if you are caught in a rainstorm. But they can be a little annoying too because this extra fabric can sometimes get caught on zippers. I found my experience with this bag it to be pretty smooth, but at the end of the day, it's extra fabric, right? And it's next to the zipper, it will get caught sometimes. It's inevitable. Inside the pocket, nothing else going on, no interior organization, and it's got some volume to it. Big old hard drive can fit in there, easy peasy. 24-ounce Columbia water bottle, no problemo, says the Muji. But one thing to keep in mind is if you are in like a more, it's to say you're in a more crowded area that might be a little more prone for theft, this is an easy target, right? Like, I mean, it's like at like hand level. It's just like, it's probably a thief's wet dream, to put it mildly. So it's not the most secure pocket in that sense, but if you're somewhere that's a little bit safer, like let's say, Japan where this bag was designed, then no worries there. Now, that should actually do it for the front. Let's move on and talk about the meat and potatoes and chat about the middle of the Muji less tiring water repellent backpack. I'm gonna leave this water bottle out because we're gonna talk about these side pockets in a second when the main compartment is fully packed out. Again, the zippers have a rain cover. Helps protect the rain, but unfortunately, might get snagged or it just causes friction, or I'm actually snagged. Yeah, I got snagged pretty good there. So, just comes with the territory. Let's take a look at these zippers. We're using YKK, $40 backpack, YKK zippers. Awesome value there. YKK is not the only great zipper brand in the world, but in my opinion, they're the best. And they're just so consistent. So I've seen bags at double, triple this price point that use like no brand name zippers. The fact that Muji's throwing YKKs on here at 40 bucks, awesome. Inside the main compartment, you have no additional organization, minus the tech sleeves, which we can talk about because there's sort of a double situation going on here, which means that you can fit your laptop in one sleeve. This is a cutout of a 16-inch MacBook Pro, and I'll say it's probably as big as you're gonna get in this sleeve because we're really getting into the corners at that point. So if you got a 17-inch laptop, definitely not gonna fit in this bag. Then we got this mesh divider. This divider offers a little bit of cushion, a little bit of padding, which means you can throw your tablet on the other side. I always forget how big this tablet is. We got 13.5 inches, and that should slide in there, no problem as well. Secured with this Velcro strap, but one issue is notice that we have, this entire panel right here. That panel is now covering your tablet and laptop, and it just means it's gonna be annoying to get out every time. You gotta kind of do like this fold thing, which is tedious. First world problems for sure, I get that. But if you're using this bag every day, it's going to probably annoy you. Or on the flip side, it is another security mechanism, right? If it's hard for you to get into, it's hard for anybody else to get into. In the main compartment, we're gonna throw a couple of tech pouches. I think 20 liters is a phenomenal size for everyday carry. As you see, you can just fit, some of the stuff you need throughout the day, plus a sweater. I will say that I love the color of this bag. I didn't actually comment on it. I think this like burgundy Merlot red is awesome. But I wish that they would have chosen a different color on the inside of the bag as it just gets a little dark in there. And this lining is separate from the exterior material, so they could have done something else there. But I know Muji, I get it, their style is more like muted and minimalist, so this is more on brand for them, but less functional from my perspective. Hoodie on top, that's a 20-liter bag. Actually, this thing really packs out. You can see we got a lot more space here now. I got both the tech pouches in here, plus the hoodie. So let's say we're taking this bag on a flight. I can throw a little neck pillow at the top. That is lovely. Then we can do a book in our front pocket, along with a hard drive, because why not? We're getting weird with it. But now, let's talk about these side pockets, because they're not great. What I mean by that is they exist, so that's nice, which means if you want a quick spot to stash your small tape measure, that's all fine and dandy. But if the bag is fully packed out and you're trying to put a water bottle in there, it's a little tight. Now my 24-ounce Columbia, we're getting it in there, but oof, that was a tight squeeze. And the bag isn't like fully packed out. It's It's got a lot of stuff in there, but what you have to understand is that this fabric right here is the same fabric that is used for the primary material. And this is not stretchy, it's a polyester, so it's very firm. There's no elasticity to it, which is a fabric, you might see water bottle holders having elasticity to it using like something like a Lycra, spandex, or just having a gusset that gives it some expansion. But this water bottle holder offers no such thing, which makes it a little bit less versatile. You're not gonna fit anything larger than this water bottle in here. So the most girthiest water bottle I'd recommend is probably around, we'll call it 2.5 inches, 3 inches max. Now, before I jump into the next section, I gotta tell you that if you're enjoying this review, you might be a bit of a bag nerd, or at the very least, you love gear. And if that's the case, I wanna welcome you again to Nomads Nation and also let you know that, here at Nomads Nation, our life is gear. In fact, our tagline is the best gear for your life on the move. And that's what we do here. We test and review and show you the options out there, right? Because there's a lot, there's so many, this industry is so awesome. So if you dig it and you wanna learn more about this industry, you should definitely sign up to the Nomads Nation newsletter. Because in that newsletter, we're not just doing product reviews, we're kind of taking like 30,000 foot look out on the industry as a whole. And in that newsletter, I'm delivering to you a handful of times a month, newest drops, limited edition releases, industry trends, and everything in between, from the smallest brands to the biggest brands, you name it. The Nomads Nation newsletter's got it. So if you wanna sign up, be sure to look for this globe emoji in the description below. Hope to see you in your inbox. All right, moving on, let's talk about the back of the Muji less tiring water repellent backpack. Top handle gets the job done. It's just basic nylon webbing. It seems like it's pretty well sewn in. Yeah, we look okay there. I'm not too worried about that popping out anytime soon. But let's talk about this back pocket, because it's fascinating and I don't understand it. What are you even? Now, I'm used to a back pocket on a backpack. You just swing the bag around, and also when you're traveling, you unzip and then boom, you grab your passport. But usually a pocket like this leads to its own hidden chamber in the back. This back pocket leads to the laptop compartment. As you can see right here, the tablet is right here. So actually, yeah, it's not leading to the laptop compartment. The laptop compartment is behind this Velcro, and the tablet is right here. So what that means is I can actually, wait for it. And for my next trick, ta-da! It's just weird, I don't understand it. It's very strange, which means if you're gonna put something in this pocket, then it can end up sliding around or even popping out over there. It's just not very well contained. I think it should kind of work. But overall, it is just a fascinating thing to me that I don't 100% understand. If I'm missing something, let me know in the comments below. There could be like a function here that I'm totally overlooking. And one other cool thing that Muji did with this bag that they didn't have to do at this price point was add a luggage pass-through. It's a rarity on cheaper bags. You can see right here though, the luggage pass-through makes this bag an awesome travel companion. Is it the best luggage pass-through? Honestly, it kind of works pretty well. You saw how easy it was to slide on, and you can see we've got all this reinforced stitching right here. It's not the highest quality material, but that stitching, it feels legit, dude. I don't think it's gonna pop off anytime soon. It's not the most premium luggage pass-through holder, but it gets the job done, especially at the price point. And that's just what this bag is, right? It's just bringing the value. But there's always sacrifices you gotta make with value products. And one big sacrifice you're gonna make with this bag is the lack of any back padding. It's just a slate, right? Which means on those hot, sweaty, possible Japanese summer days, when it's 100 degrees out with a 1,000,000,000% humidity, this is just gonna be plastered to your back. This is one of the many reasons why I like to encourage people to consider upgrading their price point on a bag, because instead of spending 40, you can spend maybe $140. And instead of having, a lot of these compromises that you have to make, you can have like a bag that really functions just perfectly. And if you think about it, a bag's gonna last you 10 years, so 140 divided by 10 years, it's $14 a year. It's not that bad for like a really quality product. But I digress. Shoulder straps though, better than the back panel. Let's talk about the shoulder straps though. I think that they're fine. Wearing this bag, I had no problems. We're at like 2¼ inch width. We got a depth around 0.5 cm, which usually isn't as padded as I like, but this bag feels so light. I mean, it is so light. We're coming under a pound, right? So that's one great thing that you're getting is you're getting additional comfort because it just feels like nothing on your back. So because of that, you don't quite need as padded as shoulder straps. I didn't love the back panel of this bag. but the shoulder straps I was very impressed with. But back to things I don't like is the dangle situation. You can see right here we have this nylon webbing. It's basic, really the cheapest of the cheap. What is this hardware, by the way? Do we have a name brand? I would guess not. Doesn't seem like it's a name brand hardware, which, you know, can't argue with the price point. But I hate dangle. Fun fact, this just kind of like chilling here doesn't make me happy. It doesn't make no dangle Dan happy. Good news is you can buy dangle stoppers, AKA web holders of your own on Amazon. They're just a couple bucks. Yeah, let's show you about it. Let's start wrapping things up and talk about the overall pros and cons of the Muji less tiring water repellent backpack. Pro number one, just how lightweight it is. Pro number two is just all the independent functional volume you're gonna have in this front pocket. And pro number three, value, baby. It's 40 bucks. And I think it's actually a very well-made bag for 40 bucks. I made my own backpack brand, Firo. I've gotten to learn a lot more about stitching and construction techniques, sewing, and this bag is just extremely well put together through and through. Yep, made in Vietnam, and which I would say Vietnam is the world's top backpack destination. China makes great bags, Philippines make great bags, USA makes great bags, but Vietnam's kind of the capital. So 40 bucks for this bag, this high of quality, great value. But on the flip side, all bags have cons, even ones with great value and low prices. Let's talk about the Muji water repellent, less tiring backpacks cons. Con number one, the lack of any ventilation on the back panel. It's gonna suck, especially in summer. Con number two is gonna be kind of lack of stretchiness and versatility with the side pockets. And con number three for me, I don't like rain flaps. And they're gonna annoy a lot of people. Yes, the pros are a bit of extra storm and weather resistance, but the cons of like snagging the zipper and just getting in the way, not my favorite. Okay, now we got the overall pros and the cons. Let's smash them together and give you our overall scores. Quick note, these scores are personal, just based on my experience using this bag and having tested other bags. For the comfort, I'm giving it like a 2.5 out of 5. Shoulder straps are fine. Back panel is not a lot going on. The lightweightness of the bag really helps, but it's not contoured the best with the shoulder straps. This is just one of the differences of like a cheap bag and an expensive bag. If you are on a budget, you're gonna be very happy with the quality of this bag, but it's not gonna compare to a bag that you could have paid more money for where the shoulder straps are contoured and have better padding. Overall though, the shoulder straps are acceptable. It's comfy, it gets the job done. Next up, value though, let's turn this ship around. I'm gonna give it like a 4.5 out of 5. I mean, 40 bucks for a backpack, cheapest bag you can probably find like in the States on Amazon is around like 20 bucks, but some of those bags are rough and will break on you in weeks, if not months. Having evaluated this bag, its construction, design, sewing, I think that 40 bucks, this is going to last you years. So very, very high value score. And my overall score, I give it a 3.5 out of 5 because it's so cheap, right? Like it's not a great bag, but for 40 bucks, it's bringing the value, it knows what it is, it's very lightweight, it's not gonna be the most comfortable wearing experience, but it's just a bag that gets the job done and it will last. And at 40 bucks, that's kind of all you can ask for. And just a reminder, if you agree and you're thinking about making a purchase, we do suggest doing so with the first link in the description below, just because that link makes sure you get the best price, and if we have any discount codes, that's what they'll be. But if you're not quite sold that the Muji bag is for you, let's talk alternatives. First up, if you're new to the channel, you should definitely check out the Nomads Nation leaderboard rankings video. This is where myself and the rest of the Nomads Nation squad, we pick our favorite bags in different bag categories, which is a great way for you to see what the best options are on the market. I'll go on ahead and link that above. Also, if you're new to the channel, I also want to let you know that here at Nomads Nation, we actually started our own backpack brand. Yeah, after reviewing 300 bags, I got the desire to build my own bag. We built it in public with our community, and since then we've launched bags, slings, packing cubes, and building a community of our own. And I'm really proud of it, so if you want to learn more about that, you can do so with the second link in the description or at firo.co. But if you're close with the Muji, let me give you two alternatives that might get you a little bit closer. My first alternative suggestion is going to be the Jansport Super Break. Great pick for you if you are on a pretty hardcore budget and you're looking for something that's similar to the Muji bag, but you don't need the back wallet pocket, you don't need the laptop sleeve, and you want something that's a little bit less like Japanese minimalist and like a little bit even more hardcore American hipster. That's what Jansport does best. And my second alternative will be the Tomtoc T-77. Now this one's a bit more of a departure in terms of the aesthetic of the T-77 versus the Muji versus the Jansport. But Tomtoc is one of those brands that they kind of charge double where Muji is, so around the 70 to 100 USD range. But For double the price, you're kind of getting like 3 to 5x the quality. So in terms of a brand that's bringing the value, I just want to put Tomtoc on your radar. And then when you check out the T-77, you can also learn about more of their other bags. They've got tons. But honestly, the Muji, I was really impressed by. And honestly, Jansport is like iconic for a reason. They make great bags. You can't go wrong with any of the three. You just gotta pick which one works best for you. And to learn more about the two alternatives, you can just go ahead and watch these videos here. If you got any questions, be sure to let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Aaron, this is Nomads Nation, and we'll catch you next time.